Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. So, today's tip is to, make a to do list to keep yourself on track. So, I'm in a different timeline than you. Right now, it is May. It has been cold, had a lot happen. Um, I drove through the microburst or whatever, which, well, stressful. I think I handled it fairly well. I wasn't scared so much as like constantly trying to predict. Which then, gets your adrenaline pumping and like kind of throws you off. And before that, I signed up to do the travel agent thing, which I'm super excited about, but I was kind of thrown because I was kind of thinking these people were going to help me be a travel agent, and they actually wanted to try and do more of like an MLM type thing. I mean, it's called network marketing, and I have no problem bringing in other travel agents and helping them learn once I have learned the ropes, but it felt like really off trying to do that. And they got me to like tell my story and everything, which I feel like I feel like a lot of you who have been following me, especially since the beginning, like since January, February, I feel like a lot of you know me better than other people because I have always kind of been this very curated, this is who I am and this is who I'm supposed to be person. And with y'all, you guys just get to see a more, I mean, yeah, I do multiple takes and everything, and yes, I definitely edit out, or more so than edit out, like skip things. But um, if I'm struggling, if I'm stuttering a lot, I'll do a different video, or I won't do the video. Or if I'm ticking a lot, then um, I'll scrap that video. So I'm not saying that I never do any form of like editing or trying to show the best version of myself. But with y'all, I actually show more of an authentic version of myself. I'm less afraid of being judged for being different, which is ironic because I'm on the internet, but it also kind of allows me to build a community. So they got me to tell the story about how I lost 150 pounds and about how I almost died and everything. And that got me feeling really awkward. And I was like, the whole time I'm like, how is that going to help? Like, how is me coming so far going to help me get people to want to book travel with me? But whatever. And then, I kind of, sometimes I process a little slower. If I'm really excited or really anxious, like any extreme emotion, I'm going to process even slower frequently, which is kind of funny because then in an emergency situation, I am like processing more quickly. Um, I don't know. So by the time I figured it out, and they asked, like, well, how much do you want to make? And I'm like, well, I need to make 50K in order to quit my other job. I need to be making 50K a year. And I want to save, this much money by November and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, I don't know how you're going to do it without the network marketing aspect of it. And that kind of really made me feel shitty. So a lot has kind of happened, and I got way off task. I gained 15 pounds. That wasn't exciting. 15 pounds in like 2 weeks, yeah. Um, I was buying stuff, and I'm not like one who buys a lot of stuff, but part of it I think too is that, and like this goes into like, these are connected. I was buying a lot of food that I wouldn't normally buy. Like, I bought my kid chicken tenders from the store. And I'm not even talking like frozen ones. I'm talking about like, they're like $5 a pound. And so I got them the, cooked chicken tenders that are like hot and cooked at the store, and, cheaper than fast food, but I would say about same health quality wise. And, I was eating things like cookies and cake and all sorts of crap that I don't normally eat. And so I was spending money on that because, and I would quit doing my, like, if you look back, I would, like, so if you look back to, like, let's go with, let's see if I can find one where it's kind of, okay. So if you look back, like, I write down everything that I eat, right? And most of the time, like, sometimes it'll be shorter because, like, I'll have a recipe figured out and, that's on another page. But if you look, then, like, I just would stop midday and eat junk food. So I was really off task. And if you looked at the beginning of my journals, like the first 2 or 3 journals, it was pretty much the same format of, let's see if I can get this. This side was my journal entry, and then this side was my diet entry. And I used to do it religiously in the morning, like every morning when I woke up. And I kind of had gotten away from that. And so everything kind of came crashing down the past 2 weeks in my life. Like, all of my goals, everything. And I just felt like such a stinking failure. Like, I felt like the biggest loser. And I was stressed, and I was eating terribly, and I was eating junk food. And, and the thing is like, junk food is expensive. So last night, I decided that, again, and the irony of it being like right at the 1 year mark, that like I totally fell off the wagon per se, it's not lost on me. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to get back on track. So then yesterday, I wrote a brief blurb, and then I set my goals. So tomorrow's goals were clean the kitchen table, because that's the other thing. Like, I was so overwhelmed that like every surface in my house I felt like was just cluttered and covered. So clean the kitchen table, return the vacuum sealer to the library, eat healthy, do 10 orders for shipped, spend no money except for gas, and do 3 book entries, because I'm also writing a book, guys. I'm hoping to have it done by November. We'll see. I'm like really, really behind. I'm like months behind. So I did clean the kitchen table today. I got that all set and organized. I mean, there's still some stuff on it, like my tomato plants are on it. And I have a stack of books that I have to like kind of finish going through, like, and figure out where it's going to permanently live. And and now I have a check on there too, but that's a different story. And then my computer, which pretty much lives there, but it's clean for the most part. And then I did return the vacuum sealer to the library, so I got a check there. I ate healthy and stayed within my calorie budget, so I did that. I didn't do 10 orders. I only did 6, but I also got a late start because I forgot I had to wash my hair this morning, or this afternoon. I did end up spending $1.93 outside of gas. I bought bubble tape, and you're probably like, why would I buy bubble tape? It's because I had to pee so bad. I was in between stores, and I had like been rushing, and oh my gosh, if I had waited any longer, I think I would have peed my pants. I barely made it to BP. So to me, it was well worth the $1.93 I would have paid. I paid for bubble tape. I would have paid more than that. And then I did 3 or 4 book entries today. I think it might have been 4, but I know I hit at least my 3. So that is set. So I'm back on track. And then I also did, you can see I did really good on my stuff today. And then I have tomorrow's goals set. So I've got another thing done and I feel more ready to start the day. So the thing is that when you write it down, it keeps you on track. And when you create the to-do list, it keeps you on track. And I mean, I really feel like I got way off track. Like, I just kind of internally crumbled and it exploded externally, per se. And just life got to be too much. And and the funny thing is it's not even like just the geopolitical landscape or the economy or anything major. It was like, it was all my shit. It was like my drama that was internalized. I prefer to kind of lead a very simple, low drama life. And while I recognize drama happens, and I apparently have no problem standing up to people sometimes. Well, other times I will totally like shy away and shrink like a violet or whatever it's called. But sometimes we let like our own internal drama or even like the external stuff, we just let like everything overwhelm us. And then we fall into bad habits. And frugality, like anything else, is a habit. I met a few guys at the grocery store and they're like, I was telling them, they're like, oh, well, what do you do? And I was like, well, I'm starting my own travel agent business, and I do Shipped where I shop for others, and I run a YouTube channel. And they asked me what it was about, and I was like, oh, it's about frugality. And they're like, oh, well, what's that? And they're like, oh, wait. They're like, you're cheap. Yes and no. I mean, I prefer to keep my money in my pocket. I'm not going to give money to people who don't need it. I don't feel like my money should be given to a corporation all willy-nilly. Do I go without? Yeah. But the thing is that, I don't know. Like, so I let all these people get in my head. The guys were making fun of me because, like, the one guy tried to tell me vegetables weren't healthy because they have pesticides. I'm like, dude, what do you think your bacon ate? What did that bacon eat when it was still alive? And he was shocked to, like, think that a pig would eat, like, fruits and vegetables. Like, they're not eating carrots and potatoes and stuff. I'm like, what do you think? First of all, pigs were known for eating slop. Like, that's what they ate. But, like, in a commercial farm, what do you think feed is made from? Like plants and probably some meat with pigs. I don't know. But, what do you think the chickens are eating that are in those eggs? Like, so, and they were teasing me, and the other guy was like teasing me about being cheap, and they were making fun of me for like what I ate and everything. And then so then the next night I went out and bought myself a slice of cake. So I just kind of, I got in my own head, and for me it was everything. So making a to-do list keeps me on task, and I feel like it keeps a lot of people on task. And so as I prepare to enter my no spend month, and though I'm not going to lie, if I have to pee, I will 100% buy bubble tape again. Because, I for real do not want to pee my pants. I am way too old and way too young to be peeing my pants. So there's that. But I really want to I'm distracted again. See, like, this is me. This is like, you have no idea how busy my head is. And I mean, I'm not the only one with a busy head. I'm not saying like I have a busy head and you don't. I'm just saying, like, if you're somebody who has a busy head, you know what I mean. Like, it's just like so overwhelming. Anyways, make a list. Keep yourself on task. Decide what you are and are not going to do. I am going to make my bed. And honestly, I've been really good about, making my bed. I'm pretty good about that. I do it every day. Wake up, open the curtains, let the bed like air out or whatever, like you're supposed to for like the first 20 to 60 minutes, depending on how much time I have in the morning. And then I make my bed and I change and get ready for the day and I'm off. So, some things I'm so good about, like mornings, I do really well. But then come noon, even now, like I am so stinking hungry right now. And I shouldn't be, but I don't know. I was like writing something or doing something, or maybe I was looking at, I can't remember, but now I'm like, I want sugar. Probably because my gut's got to readjust to the fact that it's not getting the sugar it wants. But yeah. So if you're struggling with, and really, I mean, this is like one of those life, life goals, life hacks. I don't care what you call it. I can't think tonight but like, it's something that can really help you with whatever you're trying to achieve. Like, the to-do list is such a vital part of my life. And so I'm breaking it down daily again. Because even though I am super frugal the majority of the time, even though I'm pretty good about not spending money and not buying stuff, even though I normally eat healthy, even I make mistakes. Even I screw up. So, gotta hold myself accountable. And that's what my list does. Anyways, again, my name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe. I'll see y'all tomorrow.